What is going on, everybody? Merry Christmas Eve to you all. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. Of course, I'm your host, Jimmy Smith. Hope you're enjoying this holiday season. It's been a wild one. I cannot believe Christmas is tomorrow. Been a wild day. Ready to relax, ready to finish up the last couple things. And then, it's going to be Christmas. Holy hell. And then to top it off, after Christmas, we get an Eagles game right after. So, not breaking schedule here, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to do the roster comparison and the matchup advantages, regardless of what day it is, but ready for some birds. So, we do have a little bit of news. Let's jump into that first before we get into this. But Ryan Kerrigan was placed on the COVID list. Not doing too much regardless, so I'm okay with Teron Jackson getting some more snaps. All about it. We did elevate to the active roster Cameron Malveaux. Maybe he can bring something to this pass rush. That would be great. Also activated off of the COVID list, Mr. Landon Dickerson. So very excited to have him back. You know he has been having a very dominant rookie season, so cannot wait to see this dude be part of this team for the foreseeable future. He is a beast. Love that pick. So excited to have him back this Sunday. Now, onto the Giants side, they got Kadarius Toney off of the COVID list. We'll see if he's ready for game time, but he is off of the list. Also, they did take off J.R. Reed and Oshane Zimenez. Now, both of those guys are actually all three that we just showed there are questionable for this game. Also, Austin Johnson thrown in there. So we'll keep our eyes on that, but they are all questionable for Sunday's game. They do have three guys already out: Ben Bredesen, Gary Brightwell, and then Colin Johnson, the wide receiver. That's huge. Kadarius Toney, they better hope he plays because they are really hurting at the wide receiver position, but we will get into that. Now, that is all the news for today from both sides, but we will look at the standings right now. We know that this is not about winning the NFC East. We are probably not going to do that, but we do want to get that last wild card spot. But, the Giants would love to spoil that because they're sitting there right at the bottom. So Joe Judge and the gang coming into Philadelphia. And look, a few weeks ago, they beat us, and it was very embarrassing. And I think this team needs to be very pissed off. Not only is it, dude, this is it's a home game, but you've got the playoffs hopes on the line. I just think this is going to be very big game, and Nick Sirianni probably not going to be ready because of COVID. So looks like Kevin Patullo will be the one taking over. So we'll see how that goes on Sunday. But let's take a look at how these teams are doing thus far this season. They are 26 in rushing, and look, Saquon Barkley's been banged up. He will be playing. You got to watch out for Saquon, not just running the ball. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. In the passing game, you know that they're banged up there. They're still 20th even with when they had Daniel Jones. So this team 27th in total yards, 30th in points. Not a good offense. They have been dealing with a plethora of injuries. The offensive line is terrible. So this defense needs to be able to pounce. We talk about how much this defense has improved each week. Continue to go after these offenses that are banged up, whatever their excuses are. Don't care. This is the NFL. Let's go. Get this defense rolling. Now, they are giving up 2.1 sacks per game. We need to get 2 sacks at least. We are not doing that. We're like at 1.6, I think. I mean, just not good. So let's turn it up a notch and get after them. 1 interception per game, but we're going to find out who the quarterback is here soon. So either way, let's get some turnovers. The fumbles lost. They are 21st in turnovers. So let's go. Now on the defensive side of the ball for these guys, they are 26 against the run. Let's keep pounding the rock. We're number 1. So 19th against the pass. Jalen Hurts, man, he's shown he can do things in the pocket. He can do things all over the place. He just continues to develop and get better. You love to see it. So let's attack them. 25th in yards given up, and then 21st in points given up. So this is a defense you need to be able to attack. 25th in sacks. And look, they get some turnovers. We talked about this the last time we played them. You got to watch out for some of these playmakers that they do have on the defensive side of the ball. But once again, this defense isn't as good as I really think they could be. And look, you take stats with a grain of salt, but I just think that they could be a lot better. You got to watch out at any time, though, with Leonard Williams. You've got McKinney back there, Logan Ryan. So we'll see. But let's get into this. Keep it going. Now, the Eagles rankings. We are first in rushing. You love to see it. 24th in passing. You know that we don't have to pass too much because we're dominating in the run game. 11th in total yardage and total points. So this team, it just keeps getting better. Love what Sirianni has been doing. And the stats that I love the most right here, and I love running the ball the most, but the fact that we are not giving up too many sacks, we're not turning the ball over, that to me gets me very, very excited. And I think that we just keep improving, keep building. And we've talked about being very excited for this team, right? The offensive pieces that we already have, and then adding defensive pieces in the draft, in free agency, whatever you got to do. We've got cap space. We've got 10 draft picks next year. You'd love to see it. So keep building on that. Now, this defense, they have each week gotten better. We're 10th against the run, 11th against the pass, 11th in total yardage, and 15th in points. Each week that has gone up, we just keep getting better, and I love to see that. So keep the Giants. We should be able to pounce on them. But once again, I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. This defense has not been able to get pressure. And that is one of the things we talk about all the time. You win in the trenches, you can win the game. You win in the turnover battle, you win the game. We are not doing those things you see here, bottom of the barrel. Not good. Let's turn those things around. Let's go Birds. Now, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this roster comparison and the matchup advantages. You know the drill. We'll go through. We will look at each position, and we will talk about who has the advantage in this matchup. Not who is better, but who has the better advantage here in this game. This home field advantage for the Eagles. Oh, my God. I just, for the love of God, please, Eagles, let's beat some ass here. What is going on, my man? Tim in the building. Wanted to pop in, let you know. Yo, I appreciate you, man. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Go Birds. I know it's all busy, and I'm going to try to do this as quick as I possibly can because I still have things to do. Want to spend some more time with the family before it is Christmas morning, before I know it. Holy hell. So Merry Christmas to you, Tim. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you saying that, man. And dude, I appreciate all of you guys out there. So thanks for taking the time. If you're watching this, dude, you guys are awesome. Seriously. So let's jump in. Let's take a look. Now, we have no idea if it is going to be Mike Glennon tomorrow or Jake Fromm for the Giants, but either way, Daniel Jones, he is on the IR for the rest of the season. He's done. So let's beat some ass. Either way, I'm not afraid of either of these two guys. I think that, they could always surprise you. You never know what you get. But against this Eagles defense, they have done really well, and I think we really could shut down either of these guys. Not worried about it. Jalen Hurts, he has shown that not only, this dual threat, that means he can not only run the ball, but he can also pass the ball. So he's got both things, and I think he is going to shine this week. Big game for him. But what concerns me, what concerned me last week is just keeping him healthy. This young man has proven that he needs to be the future of this team, and he has to be given another year at least. I mean, on that contract, come on, man. So keep him around, and I think, keeping him healthy, getting into the playoffs would be great. That experience in the playoffs would be awesome for him. So let's go, baby. But, he's got a high ankle sprain, and the thing's still swollen, and it's amazing that he's going out here, what he did on Tuesday. Now he's going to go play on Sunday. So let's go, baby. Let's get it. But I'm going with the advantage, Philadelphia Eagles. I just think that this defense of the Eagles is better than the Giants, and I think that Jalen Hurts is a better quarterback. So that's just where I have it right now. Let's keep this bad boy moving, though. The run game for the Eagles, is just so dominant. We talked about before the season started why this team should, focus on the run game because of Jalen Hurts' development. We started doing that, and we have just been kicking ass. We still have struggles. We still have growing pains, and that is to be expected. But this team is showing what kind of team they can be, and who cares if this is how you win? Like, I don't understand. Some people are like, oh, well, they're running, and the defense is helping. It's like that's how you win games. Doesn't make sense, but give the ball to Miles. Keep giving the ball to Jordan. You saw Miles have a career day, 131, I believe it was, on 18 carries. Hell yeah. Keep running that damn ball. Get Kenny Gainwell back there in the return game again. I've been clamoring for that all damn year, so let's go. Now, Saquon Barkley on the other side, another Penn Stater. Look, he's healthy. He's ready to go. You never know what this dude could do, so let's try to shut him down. Devontae Booker could always come in, do some things as well. He's a good running back. And then two fullbacks there in Gillespie and Penny, but they have Gary Brightwell out. But look, Saquon Barkley, got to make them one-dimensional, make these quarterbacks have to throw the ball, shut down the run, continue to get better in the run game. And look, I think we're 10th right now. That's awesome. We keep getting better. And I think that Gannon's figuring things out with this hybrid scheme. The players are figuring out their roles, and there's been so many injuries. So we're figuring it out. Let's figure it out this week. And I think that, as good as Saquon is, this entire run game of the Philadelphia Eagles is just so dominant, the best in the NFL right now. Advantage, Philadelphia Eagles for me. So Now on to the wide receivers. This wide receiver core for the New York Giants, holy hell, is it banged up. You've got Kenny Golladay, Darius Slayton. We just talked about Pharaoh Cooper coming up from the practice squad. So that's what they've got. Kadarius Toney is questionable for this game, but Colin Johnson already ruled out. John Ross on the COVID list. Maybe he comes off tomorrow. We'll find out. Sterling Shepard, Dante Pettis, and CJ Board all on the IR. So they are hurting bad, real bad. And you know that we could shut these guys down. Kenny Golladay, good receiver. Darius Slayton can always come out of nowhere and hurt you, but these guys are going to have to play predominant most of the snaps. So we'll see how they do. And hopefully this secondary continue to shut people down. I would love to see us be able to do that. And I think, with these guys dealing with injuries, it's been a wild ride. So, and with their quarterback situation, it's going to be very interesting to see. Now, these young receivers of the Eagles, great game last week, especially for Jalen Reagor, Quez Watkins. It's time for these guys to continue to step up. We know what Devontae Smith is. So if these guys all play to 100% what they're capable of, this is going to be a very scary receiving group. I've talked about adding maybe one of those top wide receivers in free agency and Devontae Adams and Allen Robinson. But hey, maybe you go after a big-bodied guy in day 2 of the draft, whatever you want to do. I think that this is a promising young group still, and Reagor, Watkins have their skill sets, and Devontae, he's just amazing. So I think that they're going to do some work. We saw that, and look, this, damn it, keeps sending me things on Facebook. I don't know why it does that. It keeps canceling my show. Yep, sure, that's fine. Anyways, so I'm going the advantage this one. I just think these young receivers are going to do some work, and the Giants are going to struggle because not only our secondary, but the quarterback throwing it to them. So advantage going to the Eagles again on this one. And look, I know that people can say whatever they want about these receivers, but they're very young, and Jalen Hurts is young, and this whole team is young, and it's going to be intriguing with Kevin Patullo there calling the plays, but I'm still just feeling pretty confident that this team is really growing in the right direction. So very excited about this game. What is going on, Nina? I appreciate you as well. Another dude, one of my favorites. You guys are awesome. I truly appreciate all the support you guys give me. Merry Christmas to you and your family. It's going to be awesome. I'm just happy that, we get to be together still here. A lot of crazy stuff. So just blessed to still be alive. So I try to keep that in focus, but can't wait to just have time off. My woman, running her own shop now, man, she's busy all the time, so I hardly ever get to see her. And then when she's done, it's just, yeah, it sucks. So I'm happy. I hope you guys are all set, happy, ready to go. And for me, that's what it's all about. Obviously I'm at the age where I don't give a damn about gifts and stuff like that, but I'm ready to go. So thank you for taking the time tuning in, Nina. Hope you and your family have a great Christmas. And just, dude, the New Year's coming already. Like, is this real? Football season, week 16. God help us all. God help us all. But thank you so much for tuning in, guys. And I'm going to keep this rolling because I still have stuff to do. God help us. But we talked about Evan Ingram last time. We talked about Chris Myarick because they were really hurting. Kyle Rudolph will be playing in this game, but they are down Toyololo. They are down Smith and Rice and John. So, look, either way, Evan Ingram can be so up and down. You never know what you're going to get, but he could definitely hurt us. So we got to hope that these linebackers and safeties continue to do their work. And I think, with this zone, the way we're working it, I think that these guys are figuring out their role, getting better. And I'm excited to see what this defense can do. Now, on the other side, we're talking about tight end 1, baby. Dallas Goedert, very dominant tight end, finally showing his skills off. And I think, these guys are all just taking some time to develop that chemistry, and that's okay because we expected that. So love it. Talk about that 13 personnel getting used. Tyree Jackson, Jack Stoll got a little banged up, but he'll be good to go for this game. So excited about the thought of just using that 13 personnel. We talked about that in the offseason. And look, these guys have been above what I expected. So very excited to see what Dallas Goedert continues to grow to be, and I think he's only going to get better. So very excited, and I think he's going to hopefully have a dominant game. I'm going the advantage. Philadelphia Eagles, I think they're going to work these linebackers, as you're going to see here. No Blake Martinez, so I like Tate Crowder, but definitely not the same here. But let's keep it moving on to the offensive line here, finish up the offense. This offensive line, Andrew Thomas is a promising young man, but yeah, not great. There's some names you might know, Will Hernandez, Nate Solder, but not doing great. I'll be real with you. This line is really a line that we should be able to get some sacks. We talk about it at the bottom of the barrel here. It's time for this defense to get some pressure, time to get some turnovers. This is the perfect line to do it. They've got some guys on the IR already, but look, I think we talked about this last time. No excuses. Let's just get that pass rush going. Now, they may have a good defensive line, but this is one of the best, if not the best, offensive lines in the game. And then just imagine if Brandon Brooks were healthy. I love Nate Herbig. I loved what Jack Driscoll was doing, but Brandon Brooks, oh my God, when he's healthy, man. And Landon Dickerson, I can't believe how many people slandered that young man. Just a great pick. If he stays healthy, going to continue to be part of this future. Mylotta, holy hell, coming out of left field. Do you love to see it? So let's continue growing this thing for the future. But right now, we can beat some ass. So you got Opeta who can come in, Toth, Anderson, all these guys. You got depth on the COVID list. You still have Dillard and LaRaven Clark, just added there the other day. On the IR, still Brooks, Driscoll, and Sayamalu. So we're banged up, but next man up, baby. Keep it moving. This line, Jeff Stoutland, I mean, we talked about in the offseason when they were talking about Alabama taking him, how scary that was. We did not want that to happen. So very excited he's here. Definitely the best in the game. So you love to see it. Now I'm going advantage to the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that they've pretty much had the advantage almost each week. They just are so dominant, and you love to see it. So let's take a gander at this defensive line. They will be going up against Austin Johnson. We talked about questionable, but they still have Leonard Williams. Hey, Dexter Lawrence there as well. Danny Shelton, Raymond Johnson III. So they've got a little depth there, but Leonard Williams, he can just wreak havoc, and so can Dexter Lawrence. So don't care. We have a dominant line. You got to continue running that ball, not afraid of it. And then the tackles and everybody, they're going to keep Jalen Hurts safe, keep him upright. We talk about, not giving up sacks, not turning the ball over. I love that. So let's stop shooting ourselves in the foot with penalties. But these guys have some very promising young men in Ojulari and Ellerson Smith. They've got a veteran in Lorenzo Carter. And look, they're dealing with some big injuries there. We talk about Jimenez being questionable, Cam Brown on the COVID list, and then some guys on the IR there, and Hillard, Coughlin, and Harris. So they're banged up there, but they still got a nice pass rush here. I think that we can shut them down, though. So not really concerned, but hey, Ojulari was doing some things we talked about, he and Smith, before last time we played them, and we're definitely hearing their names. So we got to watch out. We got to hold these guys and, continue to keep this offense, run the ball, man. You got to keep it going through the run. And I think we can just be very dominant in this game. Now, when you talk about the Eagles' defensive line against that offensive line of theirs, I think Hargrave Cox, they found their way in this 3-4 that we predominantly run. Milton Williams continues to impress, continues to improve. We talked about him being the one to fill the role for Brandon Graham. He has done just that because of the way this hybrid scheme is run. Now, with the pass rush we have here, when you see this hybrid scheme, we'll be running a 4-3 or a 3-4. But you've got Sweat, Barnett, Avery, Jackson getting theirs, even Johnson getting some here and there. Talked about Malvo being added onto the active roster because of Kerrigan being on the COVID list. But these guys, just let's keep seeing what the young guys got. Sweat continuing to get better each year. Derek Barnett, stop making stupid penalties. He has actually been doing well the past couple of weeks. So I like to see that. Jannard Avery, he actually has had a pretty good year. And you just never really, I talk about him each week, but people don't really say much about him. So always try to give credit where it's due. And then Teron Jackson, we talked about during the draft. So excited to get him in the draft. Now excited to see what he has done. Continue to get him reps. And I think when we talked about Kerrigan being out, that will be what happens. So going on, we saw the offensive side of the ball. The Eagles took we sweeped them there. But on the defense, we're starting it off again with the Philadelphia Eagles. So I just think that this line should be able to get some kind of pressure here. And, man, you really should be able to. And they are not going to have that same success. Now on to the linebackers. Now they run that 3-4, so they have inside linebackers here, just like we talked about with the Eagles running that hybrid scheme we do. So they've got McKinney they added. We talked about him the other day. Reggie Ragland losing snaps there. They added Jalen Smith. So they've got some guys there, Martinez and Brunson on the IR, but Crowder, actually, one of the underrated guys, not great, but I think a lot of people sleep on him. But yeah, I think that this run game, the tight ends, they should be able to work these linebackers. Not worried about it, but they've got some veterans there. But I think they're going to have a rough day. I'll be real with you. Now, our linebackers have actually improved each week. You'd love to see it. TJ Edwards, dude, he has been phenomenal. Alex Singleton had to come back into the starting lineup after Davian Taylor ended up on the IR. But Singleton has continued to improve. So love to see that, man. He had a great week last week. Sean Bradley getting some reps. So I think that with Saquon dealing with this whole defense as a whole, Jonathan Gannon, the way this team is playing, I think they're going to have a tough time. And, I know that they have some decent players there, whatever. I don't care. Going advantage, Philadelphia Eagles again. And look, this is all, take it with a grain of salt. This is just looking at it on paper. This means nothing. This is just looking at the matchup advantage or whatever. So, some people get a little upset about things. It's like, look, give me your opinion. I want to know. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know what you're feeling about this so far. We got all Eagles here. So let's get into the secondary, finish up the defense here. And look, they are banged up. Teron Jackson and Aaron Robinson on the COVID list. Rodarius Williams and Darnay Holmes on IR. Man, that's a major blow for them. And I'll be real, they've been dealing with some of these for a couple weeks here. But Bradbury, he is good. And he's one of the most underrated corners in this game. We talk about him a lot. I hate playing him. But Devontae Smith, I think he worked this dude. I think Jalen Hurts just needs to find him and we'll be all right. But right now, the only other corner they have is Jaron Williams. They can have some guys that can help out there. We talked about Logan Ryan possibly starting at corner because of this. We'll see if anybody comes off that COVID list. But, yeah, you're probably going to have Logan Ryan down there at corner. So we'll see what happens. But at safety, you have Ryan there. You have McKinney. They lost Peppers, so that's huge. Quincy Wilson, Ebner, and Kalu on the IR. And then you've got on the COVID list, Keon Crossan, and then questionable is J.R. Reed. So maybe you start Stephen Parker or Julian Love with McKinney, and then you have Logan Ryan at corner. But, yeah, it's going to be tough times for them. They are definitely banged up at the corner position. But the Philadelphia Eagles, man, we've got some good veterans. We've got some young guys that are there to learn. Hopefully that'll help them in the future. Hopefully they can be part of this future. I know Darius Slay, hopefully he retires here. Love what Steven Nelson has been doing, but we'll see where his future holds. But these young guys, man, I'm excited. I really am. But I think this secondary has definitely improved, and these safeties have been getting better together, McLeod and Harris. So I really like what this secondary looks like. I just, at first in the season, we've had our struggles, the injuries, everything going on. But for me, honestly, I think that we really do have the advantage here. So Philadelphia Eagles, once again, with the advantage, I just feel that, yeah, they're going to have a tough time with whoever's at quarterback. So let's hope for some turnovers, maybe a big play, Slay touchdown at the link. We all know how beautiful that sounds. So, yeah, I would love to see some turnovers. We talk about getting some sacks. Let's get those things going. But you see on offense, you see on defense, the Eagles should have the advantage here. We are the better team. It just is how it is. I know they beat us, but I don't care. We are the better team. Fly, Eagles, fly. You know it. Hopefully, you're having yourself a great holiday season. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Thank you for tuning in. But we're finishing up here with the special team. So if you guys have any questions, comments you want to get in before I roll out, please feel free to do so. If you're watching this later, you can always comment down below. Always get back to you guys. But let's keep it going. Never leave out the special teams. We've got Graham Gano here at kicker. We talk about, journeyman kicker that, yeah, I don't think he's anything special, so not too worried about him. In the return game, they brought up Pharaoh Cooper because everyone else that they can use is either on COVID. Kadarius Toney is off, but regardless, you know that he's questionable. Jabril Peppers, Holmes, Board can't be used, so probably see a nice dose of Cooper, but let's get some touchbacks, keep the ball away from him. Jake Elliott, Aaron Sippos got snubbed for that Pro Bowl. Those guys have done phenomenal this year. Love to see what they've done. Keep up the great work this week. So we've got a damn good room there. In the return game, we talk about Reagor being the returner. Look, maybe they do it again this week, but I'd love to see Kenneth Gainwell back there as the kick returner again. We talk about having a lot of talent back there. So why not see something other than Ward or Scott? Reagor has had his issues. You want to keep him on punt return, that's fine, but let's see Gainwell back at kick returner. All year they had him listed as one and then never used him. I've been complaining about that, and it's week 16, man. We just used him in week 15. So, but I really like our special teams. I thought we had done really well so far this year. So I'm going to go ahead and give the clean sweep once again to the Philadelphia Eagles here. And I don't like doing that. Not trying to jinx them here, but I'm just going to be honest with you. That's just how I feel about this game. But that was it, ladies and gentlemen, your roster comparison and matchup advantages. Appreciate you taking the time tonight on this beautiful Christmas Eve. I cannot believe it. I seriously cannot believe it. Merry Christmas to you, Drew. Happy holidays, man. Hope you and your family have a great, great, great Christmas, man. And I will be back. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a late night Christmas show. We'll get in the top 10 matchups. If not, I'll do it Sunday morning. But I'm excited for Christmas. I appreciate you taking the time tuning in, my man. Beat the Giants by 50. I'm down. As long as it's by 20, 25, that's what I want to see. I want to see us put up 30 plus points on this team. Last time our offense struggled mightily. Run the damn ball. Put up some points. I want to see Reagor, Watkins stepping it up. Obviously, I want to see Devontae Smith. Goddard. Let's go, baby. I want to see some defensive turnover sacks. Let's get this damn thing rolling, baby. Gainwell is the returner. Let's see a huge return. We've been asking for it all damn offseason, all damn season. So thought we had some really special guys. So we'll find out this Sunday. But I appreciate you guys taking the time. I really do. But I'm going to get rolling out, finish up some things here. If you guys need anything, you can always reach out to me. I know holidays can be tough. You lost someone, anything like that. Always feel free to reach out. Because look, I know how that feels. I really do. So I appreciate you guys that do. Appreciate all the kind words tonight and all the people that have reached out last couple of days. It has definitely got me into the holiday spirit. So I truly appreciate you guys. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. I'll be back maybe tomorrow, if not the next day. But yeah, have a great night. Stay safe. And as always, Merry Christmas. And go Birds!